Hey guys, this is a mechanic task guide for a capacity check. For this task, you do have to fix the first, second, and third reactor mixers with the tool set on factory. So you will need 3 tool sets for this task, and like a total prick, mechanic doesn't supply you with any of them when you do accept the task in the first place. And they are actually going to be crazy expensive on the flea right now, going for about 250k a piece. And that is going to be because of the 2 separate tasks that do require them, plus also all the different hideout upgrades that do need them as well. Now, your other option is that you can barter for them at level 1 mechanic as shown on the screen right now, but just know that this is also going to be crazy expensive at the time that I am making this video. Now, because of how expensive they are and where they do want us to plant them, then I do recommend that you only bring in 1 at a time in your secure container. That way, if you do end up dying, then you won't lose a whole pile of money. So here's a map of factory, and where we do have to go to plant is at the center of the map by the silos area, and it will be just up on top of these reactor mixers. And now I will show you guys in a raid how to do this. My PMC is here in a factory raid up on top of the rafters. Just in front of me over here is where the offices area is, and then these stairs that I did use to get up on top of these rafters is going to be just over here on my left. And then just right below me is where the reactor mixers are located. Now from this position, the third reactor mixer will be on the far left, the second one will be in the middle, and then the first one is obviously going to be to the far right. Now how you do get into the plant position for these is going to be from this rafters or the catwalk, whatever you do call it. Then you do want to walk across this pipe and then drop down onto the reactor mixer itself. Once you do land on these, then you will immediately get the prompt to plant. Now obviously being up here, you will be very exposed and vulnerable to anything that does look in your direction, whether it be a PMC or an AI or player scav. So because of this, then a nighttime raid may end up being the move, since it will be a little bit less trafficked and it will also be darker, which will make it harder for them to see you from a distance. And honestly, you're going to want to make use of any advantage that you may end up getting, since it will be a 40-second timer for each one of these different reactors. So if you do hear something on the opposite side of where you are, then you do want to try to make sure that you get this centerpiece in between you and them. And definitely don't be surprised if you have to stop your plant once or a couple of times in order to kill a scav that does try to creep up on you and shoot you in the back. Now, once I finished planting one, then I personally went and reset, and I did this over 3 separate raids, but that was also because I was a solo player at the time. So if you are in a group, or if you do just have huge stones, then you can just drop down and then go back up the metal stairs again to reset, and then walk back across the pipe over to the next one that you do have to plant at. And the reason for this is that unfortunately it doesn't seem at this time that you can jump from one reactor mixer to the next. But that will totally be up to you guys on if you want to do it over a couple different raids, or if you do want to try and big ball it and do it over one. But hopefully you guys found this guide useful, and it does help you to complete this task. Thank you guys for checking out my guide on this, and hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your day.